And in today's video, we're gonna showcase games by Nakamura, Carlsen, and Stockfish. The idea, how to win from the black side, how to mount an attack, calculate tactics, and win brilliantly. First game, playing with the black pieces Nakamura, with white Carlsen, a top level game. So this is black to play here, and Nakamura plays a strong move. The move is rook f4. This attacks e4 and h4. Carlsen defends the e4 pawn. So now a strong move, a follow-up, is what Hikaru played, rook a f8. Now you may wonder, well, can I grab on h4? Yes, because there's a pin. But then while we take on f3 and the game goes on. So rook a f8. Now rook e3 played by Carlsen is trying to put pressure on this pawn. So this is black to play. Feel free to pause the video. What would you do here with the black pieces? Okay, and let's reveal the move. The move is knight c4, and that's a brilliant move. Now, to understand this move, the logical move would be rook h4, right? Because we're opening the h file. But rook f3, and white is defending. So the idea is to deflect the queen. The queen has to take, and only now we take. Now, this pawn is not attacked, and white has to wait a tempo to attack it again. So if queen d3 is played, now we know what white wants to do. But this is black to play. What was the follow-up here? And the answer is queen g4. We attack or defend f3, should I say, and now we have a threat. So the threat, let's say if white try to do e5 to bring the knight to the rescue, we win. And this is checkmate. So we can see that queen g4 defending f3, but also trying to bring the queen to the light squares. So in this position, we just saw that queen g3 doesn't work. So Carlsen tried rook d3. And here, once again, black to play and win. I'll give you a few seconds to pause the video and think for yourself. And the answer is the queen sack, queen g3. Brilliant. Now what happened on queen g4? Well, white would take, and here white would defend by taking the rook, and it's unclear. Instead, queen g3, queen sack. White has to take, check, and now we go on the first rank and we win the game. So this is pretty easy now. The king runs away, we give a check, and here pick your checkmate. You can do rook e1, you can do rook h2, or maybe the basic queen e1 work with a checkmate over here. But let's see what Carlsen can do on his own next. So the former world champion here is playing with the black pieces, again a grandmaster, Movsesian. This is a rapid game. I'm gonna go to the opening real fast. So Carlsen with black is trying to have an imbalanced position in order to have attacking chances. He's trying to win with the black pieces because he's playing the world championship rapid. So now we can see it's a very tense game because white is attacking the black king. And Carlsen has to find counterplay, active play with the black pieces. And now, as we can see, d5. The position is very unclear, right? White is trying to go for the king and black is trying to counter attack, right? So we have a very tense position coming up. And here we can see that white hasn't made much progress on the king side and black trying to do rook b5. So as in the previous game, I think this move prepares doubling the rooks on the open file, attacking b2, and the king on c1. Of course, white is attacking as well, so the game goes on. And here we reach the critical moment. This is the time to pause the video, think about the position, black to play. I'll give you a few seconds to do that, and then we'll go through the game. So here, congrats if you find the move. I'm going to reveal it right away. But before we look for the winning combination and tactics, we have to see what's going on. We can see we have intense pressure on this pawn. The bishop on g7 is a sniper, special ops, looking at the b2 pawn. We mentioned that rook b5 was played, and now rook b8 was played as expected. We are doubling on that. Now that bishop over here could, in some variation, come in. Finally, that knight, should it go somewhere here or should it go somewhere there? Well, it should go to c6 over here and join the attack. Lots of arrows, but this is how Hikaru and Magnus probably think in their head. After this being done, we said that what was the main target of white? It's the b2 pawn. So the first move is rook takes a4. Yes, we give an exchange. But now, after this move, b2 is weak. So now, bishop b2 check, the king move to c2. And here, feel free to pause the video again, but if you thought about the positions, you had to find the follow-up. And this is what Magnus Carlsen found here. The very nice retreating move, bishop d7. All of a sudden, the queen is stuck. The queen doesn't have a lot of places to go. The b file is controlled. The b5 square is controlled. This is controlled by that. So you have only a few squares. Now, not playing in the game was queen a5. And here we conclude with the knight c6, attacking the queen again. Now if the queen goes here, clearly we can give a check and discovery attack, we win. But also on, let's say, that move over here, the queen could go to a4. And here we have the beautiful knight d4 check. Attacking here, the king has to move, and we get the queen with the bishop like that. So since I was clumsy with the arrows, this is clearly winning for black. So because this position is kind of like hopeless, white tried to play queen b3, giving the queen away. Magnus took the queen, and here is retreating the bishop to d4, and white resign. If we count the material, there's two rooks versus queen and knight, but the white king is exposed, black has additional pawn, and there's absolutely no way that white can come back in this game. For this last game, still with the black pieces, Stockfish 16. The strongest engine, and I have a video on my channel how to install that on your own PC and computer to see for yourself. Now you may say, isn't it strange to showcase engine games instead of like players like Magnus and Hikaru? Well, guess what? All the top players, they are checking their ideas, they're looking at games and opening ideas and checking the middle games with a computer. So it's completely possible that they get inspired by engine games, engine variations, and they bring the top ideas in the game. You have to keep in mind that even if Magnus and Hikaru and Ferrugia or 2800, etc., computers would play at a 3600 rating. So significantly more consistent than human players at this point, right? Regardless of the type of position, strategic, tactics, openings, computer rule. So here, this is black to play, and I'm putting Stockfish against a weaker engine with the white pieces. And here, very interesting, Stockfish move the knight on d8 with the black pieces. All right, the game goes on, is rerouting the knight, and here is again putting that knight here coming to the white king. So we can see that Stockfish wants to attack. Now white continues its play. The king goes to safety here. And now it's very interesting. We can see that white is trying to defend the king side and attacking on the queen side. This is black to play. How would you continue here with the black pieces? And here, I think we've seen that in the first game with Hikaru, we have to crash through the king side. So bishop h3 is played, white took, we take with a check, and now how to continue? Well, we have to bring more pieces into the action, check. And over here, how to continue? We have to be careful not to let white defend. If you were to take with the queen, maybe I can do queen f1, queen d1 or bishop d1. So instead, check. Again, the king has to move. And now we take with the threat queen g2. Of course, if you play rook g1, I give a check. And we are winning on the next move. So here we're threatening checkmate, rook h2. So we have given a piece with black, right? We're down a knight, two bishop for white against a knight with black. But we have a strong attack. And the reason we do have a strong attack is that that king is doomed, that rook is misplaced. There's no quick way for white to run to safety. So this gives us time with black, rook lift. Obviously, the computer is trying to bring one more piece to the attack. So here, very nice, knight e4. Interestingly, exchanges to favor white, the defending side. But here, we are still down a piece with black. But look at that bishop. Look at that rook. Look at this rook. Nothing is working for white. White doesn't coordinate the pieces, and you can really bring the king to safety, because if you do king e1, I have king g1 check, I win a rook, and the game. So the game continues. Of course, we don't exchange the queens. And here, a very nice move. I was thinking in the game of maybe rook g5, but stronger is rook h5. And here, white took, and we have a surprise. Yes, we could take back like that, but stronger is to give a check. And now, feel free to pause the video. What is the crushing move for black? Very instructive and brilliant move, rook takes. And now we can see that we're unleashing the f2 pawn, just like in the first game, Magnus versus Hikaru. And here, we promote, and here, we finally crash through. What is a winning move? Queen f3, attacks d1, attacks the rook, we win the rook. That was a double attack. So this double attack finishes the game. White cannot continue with only rook and bishop against the queen. So I think that was, again, something maybe more like the first game we saw, but very important. In this position, we can crash through with a sack of a piece and play for the attack. Again, let's review the entire sequence. This is a textbook attack, down a piece, but really playing absolutely brilliant chess over here. And on check, you do king h7, and this is a technical conversion, nothing particular to report there, and you're comfortably winning with black. So I think we see three examples: Magnus game, Hikaru's game, Stockfish game. Leave me in the comments which one you like the best and which tactical move you found, which one you were surprised, and whether you thought this video was overall entertaining and instructive at the same time. That was the goal, and I'll see you in the next one.